Hey all, Andrew here. Hope you're doing well today. I know the last couple days have been a little crazy. If there's any people with little children, I think you'll know, or at least I do, that today is Tuesday, and that means that Frozen 2 comes out on Disney Plus early. So big news in the McEwen household. And if you don't have kids, then just disregard that message. But what I thought I'd do is, we have some time here. Why don't we do some education? Let's talk about some of the stuff we are, because Canada Life, we're here to still support you, even though for the majority of us we're probably working out of our houses, in doing this, but we're there to support you throughout all of this. And today let's talk about some critical illness insurance. I don't know if you've visited the page, but this is the Canada Life new web page, and it's got a lot of interesting material. And I just went on the critical illness insurance section, and there's some really great stuff on here. I mean, you can send your clients to it. You could use it how you want. It talks about what critical illness insurance is and how you can use it to help you and how it works and all these great things and how the payout works. And I just thought this was a really interesting page that I hadn't really spent a whole lot of time on, but I realized it actually looks pretty nice. You could send this to your clients. I mean, you could send them a marketing piece as well, but this website's actually a pretty good thing to kind of share, and there's even some articles. So I thought that was really nice just to kind of highlight before we get into what we're going to talk about on the critical illness insurance side. But I thought that website was pretty nice. So if you haven't used our software or not as familiar, I mean, if you get into Concourse, which is the basic software package, this is what you're going to get. And on the first page, it's going to show you what you want to do. And we're just going to click on critical illness insurance, and it's going to pop out this software package. This is how we actually get our illustrations. If you use it a lot, you probably know what I'm doing here. So let's take a look at a female 35-year-old non-smoker. One of the things that we always hear is that, well, critical illness insurance can be, quite expensive or not affordable for all clients. Now, I can't say about all clients, but the majority of that we see, it is affordable for them. Something that they could definitely afford. So let's look at a 35-year-old female, and in the coverage options, we're just going to put 100,000. Of course, you could choose whatever number you want. So we're going to go monthly amount, and all we're going to do is we're going to include the loss of independent existence rider. So that's like the long-term care definition, as some people refer to it. And I'll talk to you why we're going to do that later on. But as you can see, because we're just doing term 10 here, so it works very similar to life term 10 in that every 10 years it's going to go up in value, go up in cost, and then at some point you can convert it to a permanent plan. Same thing here. It's actually convertible to age 65 on the CI side, and our life plans would be convertible to age 70. So very similar idea. So if you're selling term 10 life insurance or term 20 life insurance, it might make a whole lot of sense to get them on a term 10 CI product. The other reason is they might look at the other plans and go, that's kind of expensive for where I am today. Is there anything a little bit cheaper? And so what we can say here is that, listen, this is a CI plan where we can get you insured tomorrow for 100,000 of coverage. And, at the end of the day, if something were to happen, you've got the coverage, and it is convertible later on to do some other things. So I thought that was really interesting. So I actually did that as an illustration, and you'll see this is our term 10 plan to age 75. And if we go to the next page, it's going to list all the stuff. But basically the monthly cost is $34.47. So that might be affordable for a certain client. Now, in the future, they could definitely convert this to some kind of permanent plan. So if I switch the plan types from term 10 to our lifetime permanent plan, pay to 100, obviously the price is going to go up. But now the cost of this plan isn't going to increase in the future. And this would be someone who has a little bit more money but still wants that good coverage. We can actually add a return of premium, which many of you might be familiar with. So let's say, because as a 35-year-old, we're going to, hey, you know what, you're going to retire around 65. Why don't we build it so the return of premium comes around that time? So that's what we've done here. And we've left lots of independent existence on there. And I'll talk to you why we've done that in a second. But here's the other plan you could do, right? Same 100,000 in coverage, but now it's $128 a month versus 34. And the question is, why would you do that? Why would you choose that? Well, we know that the term 10 is going to go up in cost every 10 years. So it's going to go from 34 to 77 to 153. So, I mean, long term, it's definitely going to be cheaper to do this. But we could always tell this person who's doing term 10 to go, listen, buy today, get covered. And as you make more money, we'll convert it. We'll add return of premium. We'll do all that stuff. Because if you're not familiar with it, return of premium is something you can add later on without any underwriting. There's no underwriting. There's no risk from the insurance company's perspective of adding return of premium. So you can always add it at a later time. So that's nice. This person could, start for the first 5 years, pay it, and then going, hey, you know what? I'm 40 now, 41 or whatever. And, I'm making more money. I'd like to convert this to permanent and lock in those rates. We could definitely do that. We just get a new illustration at that point, see what the cost is for a 41-year-old, and we sign the paperwork and we'll convert it. No problems. Add a return of premium at that point. But the reason I've added a loss of independent existence rider is this other tool that we can create called the value of return of premium. So I just actually want to go back to our package, software package. We call it Concourse. There's a lot of different strategies. Most of these relate to life insurance. But if you go into the next tab called calculators, there's a whole bunch of calculators that relate to life insurance. But if you scroll down, you actually see the living benefits calculators. And there's a whole bunch of the different ones. But the one that I'm using here is called the value of return of premium. If you open that up, you put some information in, it's going to output this. And so what we did here, or what I did, is I just took this lifetime plan and said, hey, you know what? Why don't we show this client why they should take return of premium? And we're also going to talk about why the loss of independent existence rider is a good one. So here's the document, lays a few different things out for us. The other thing, it shows you why you might choose return of premium. So here's a document that compares at age 65. So it assumes that we pay this plan to age 65. So it says that over those 30 years, we would pay $35,000 of insurance cost and $10,000 of return of premium cost. And at age 65, if we wanted to get all of our money back, we would get $46,000, right? Just add those two numbers together. But what we've done is we calculate, say, hey, listen, you don't have to take return of premium. So if you were to take that $10,000 and invest somewhere else, what kind of rate of return would you have to get? The numbers are a little crazy. We worked it out. It's 18% a year. That's like pre-tax, I guess. There's no tax on return of premium. So it's kind of like a pre-tax return. So people look at that number. We need to show it to them. They go, that's a pretty good number. And even if you got sick by age 65, the return on your money would still be about 10% because the cost is $128 a month, right? As we know. And you're going to pay it $100,000. You're going to have to pay that a long time before it kind of evens out. And if you want to check our math and all that kind of stuff, you're going to see on the following pages all the calculations, right? It's going to have all that. The other thing that you should note in critical illness insurance policy with return of premium, you can get money earlier than age 65, and it just kind of lays out how it works. At age 60, it's 50%. It goes up by 10% all the way to age 65. So if someone ever needed money before, there would be access to that money. So that's a nice feature, right? But the reason why I've added the loss of independent existence rider is something unique to our lifetime plans. So if you do a lot of permanent insurance, especially PAR, you're probably familiar with a concept called reduced paid up, or going eventually you don't have to pay any longer. So there isn't a whole lot of that in critical illness insurance, but inside our lifetime plan, we can actually use the accumulated return of premium. If instead of someone saying, I want all my money back, I want to use that money to pay out the policy for life, well, we can do that in our lifetime plan. So take a look at what we have here. So at age 65, if this person was to say, hey, I don't want to pay my insurance anymore, I want to get all my money back, we could give them $46,000. If they said, hey, listen, I don't really need the money back, I just don't want to pay anymore, we could say, well, we can take that $46,000 and give you a fully paid up $72,000 plan, and it's a lifetime plan, so it's good for life. The reason I've added the loss of independent existence rider is, let's just say this person doesn't get cancer or heart attack or stroke or any of the major stuff, and they just live for a longer period of time. There's a good chance eventually the loss of independent existence portion of that CI claim would trigger, if they go to a long-term care facility or whatever it is. And I always tell clients, go, listen, if you're 35 and then you're 65, you're going to view insurance differently. You might actually say, I really would rather keep this insurance than get my money back. But listen, it's your choice at that point. We're not saying you have to use the paid up option. It's just an option for you. You can choose it or not choose it. It's totally up to you. And if you want to pay it a little bit longer, you're going to see that your return of premium is going to go up, and then your paid up amount is also going to go up. And so that's really nice for clients, especially if we go back how we started this, going, hey, listen, why don't we start you with a term 10 plan for $34 a month? And in a few years, if you're doing better, we'll convert that to permanent. We'll add return of premium, and now you've got this good lifetime plan. And then at age 65 or whatever age, you can get all of your money back if you want to. Totally up to you. Or if at that point at age 65 or 70, you go, listen, this insurance is worth more, is worth more to me than getting my money back. Well, why don't you use the paid up option? It's available to you in the lifetime plan, and that's what you can do. So I mean, I wouldn't throw away this idea. Start with a term 10 plan if that's all they can afford. It's still really good. It still gives them coverage. And then in, 5, 10, 15 years, whatever is good for them, convert it to the lifetime plan. Start accumulating that value. So not wasting any money on those permanent plans if they don't ever use it. They get all their money back or use a paid up option. And that gives them a nice full round thing. And at the same time, and I wouldn't discount this, with these plans, inside them is Best Doctors. Now, we don't have a whole lot of time to talk about Best Doctors on this video, but Best Doctors is definitely something that I would be talking about with these clients, going, listen, if someone were to happen to you, your family member, because it's extended today, we're going to be able to help you out, and you're going to be able to get a second opinion or something to that effect to help you out. And I think that's just really nice, especially as people get older. They go, you know what? I think I would like to get a second opinion, but I don't know how to do it. Well, inside the CI contracts, those exist. So that's really nice to go, hey, let's get you some coverage on term 10 in the future as you make more money. Let's convert that to permanent. Let's build some value with return of premium. And then later on, we can do the paid up option. And the entire time, all that's going on, you continue to have the Best Doctors. So if something were to happen to you, you need a second opinion, it's built in. Even if you don't have it on your group plan, you'll have it in your individual CI contract. I think that's a good thing to talk about. So I know the world's a little crazy right now, and who knows what's happening and all this stuff, but at the same time, I just want to give you a new idea, let you know that we're still open for business. If you need us, we're there for you. Call us, email us. Probably not doing face-to-face meetings, but anything else, we're around, the whole team. So just want to give this video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you got some value out of it. And hope to see you soon and stay well. Okay,